What's the situation with Michael Clarke, Anand? When he went off on the first day, it looked rather serious. He came back, batted rather well. How do you think he's coping with that back injury he went out with?
Yeah, the innings Michael Clarke played today is going to be a very special one that he's going to remember for a long, long time. It's his 28th international test century, so it's not as though he hasn't scored centuries before. But we all have seen what a tough couple of weeks he's gone through, how he's first came out and spoke out on behalf of the Philip Hughes family and then on behalf of his teammates. The manner in which he's conducted himself is exemplary. I think everyone has seen Michael Clarke in a new light in the last couple of weeks. In terms of his batting, he was suffering from such a bad back. He'd taken injections in his lower back and he looked very stiff. He looked like he was in obvious pain, but he was still able to he is just such a quality player. He's got a wide range of shots. And the Indians didn't bowl particularly well to him. It wasn't until he got to 98 that he was properly challenged. Anand banging in a couple of short balls from round the stumps. But Clarke was able to see that through pretty well, and you could see the emotion when he got to that 100. He may not have made a grand gesture like some of his teammates did, but he was perhaps one closest to Philip Hughes. And he celebrated in a very understated manner, again showing just how much he has matured as a leader in the last couple of weeks.
Right, Anand, lots of runs scored, lots of time wasted, lost due to rain. Can we expect a declaration maybe overnight? What do you make of the match situation in that sense?
Yeah, that's a very good question. This declaration is something that everybody has been asking about. I think if there weren't so many interruptions due to rain on the second day, we might have already seen a declaration. The par score in Adelaide is just a little over 500, and yesterday at 354 for 6, it looked as though India could wrap things up quickly and keep Australia well under that par score. But the way Smith and Clarke added 163 runs, the way the two batted, they showed that this is still very much a good wicket to bat on, even with a bit of rain coming through. I think that's the only reason we didn't see the declaration today. And even on the third morning, there's a good chance that Australia would still like to bat for a few overs, maybe 3 or 4 overs. If nothing, just because that'll annoy the Indians. They have to come out onto the field and then the openers have to rush off and don't have as much time to prepare as if there was an overnight declaration. So I'm expecting that Australia will bat just for a little bit in the morning and then there'll be the declaration.
And the Indians, Anand, where do they go from here? The bowling really, I mean, despite all our expectations from that fast bowling unit, hasn't really gone too well. Where do you expect them to go from here on the third day?
Well, in all sports, it's about a team effort. So if the bowlers haven't done that well and the fielders have had a pretty bad day, India dropped 3 catches and missed 1 stumping on the second day. That's the kind of thing that can happen when you're up against 2 quality batsmen who put together a big partnership. Long days on the field, things can be a bit difficult. But in good teams, what happens is that the batting compensates. The batting sort of goes out of its skin to come together and bail out the bowlers when they've had a bad day. India will be hoping their batsmen can do this. Certainly the batting lineup has all the quality. What's a bit worrisome though is that in India's last outings overseas, especially in England in the last 2 test matches, the scores really haven't been put on the board, which means the bowlers have nothing to work with either. So if India want to start this tour on a slightly better note than they have with the ball, they must get to at least 400.